Hey guys, welcome back to Raid Shadow Legends. In today's video, we're into day 4. We're going to do this as sort of the day 3 recap. I had a busy weekend, but we have managed to make some pretty good progression on the old Volk Freebeard. This is our Tholen Foulbeard account playthrough. Oh dude, there's a nice bunch of 2 stars in the shop there to buy. But yeah, I want to give you guys an update on this account. I used a bit of a different strategy in this account to what I've used in previous pushes, and I want to talk about that because Tholen Foulbeard is actually like an absolute beast. Now, it might only be because I had the gear, and you might struggle otherwise, but like obviously I had some pretty good lifesteal gear, but in general, you know, we're using some 4 stars over here and he's still getting the job done really well. So essentially what I did, you can see that he is now 6 star, he's the 3 star ascender. Actually, I don't even know why I haven't done this for Tagoar. He should be at 3 star at least. I don't know why I hadn't done that yet. Just hadn't really needed that. But there you go. He's 3 star. But yes, my Tholen is now 6 star. He is 3 star ascended. Once again, we are about halfway through day 4, so day 3.5 into the game. And what I did was I went with the approach of not 6-starring him straight away. Normally what I've been doing is rushing the first 6-star to carry me, but with Tholen Foulbeard, and I've got a really good juicy spotlight video on him coming tomorrow from the end of day 1, which I've just recorded but I haven't put it out yet, but I'll get that one to you guys, which is pretty cool with him. But he was able to basically farm 12-6 at 5 star even before he was 3 star ascended. So he could farm this so damn easy, and I was like, why would I, like, I don't really need to rush him to 6 star. Now you can see I'm overcapped on stamina. That's purely because I literally just leveled up and burst through a bunch of the Arbiter missions, which gave me a bunch of stamina, and now we're on to obviously the potion ones, which come up every time. So that is why we are overcapped on stamina. I'm not going to let that happen for too long. But yeah, like I said, instead of going and rushing the 6 star, what I did was I made my 3 level 50s out of these 3 units. Now I did these guys because... And you'll see that Lightsworn is actually 5 star ascended. That's because just when I was doing the potion missions to get like the greater potions, I got a ton of superiors. So it allowed me to make him one of my 5 star ascended for the missions instead of having to do a fodder unit. And also I got to rush these guys so that I could have my 4 level 50s, which you do need for one of the Arbiter missions. Whereas normally I make a level 60 and then I just like lag behind trying to get those missions done. But because Tholen was perfectly fine at 5 star, it allowed me to push these ones first and then come back and do him at the end. Still, you know, by like, you know, a couple of hours into day 4, you know, basically just finishing day 3, we were able to go ahead and get him 6 stars still, but we still didn't have any issues with the previous stuff. Because if we go ahead and look at the dungeons, Arcane Keep, we were doing stage 15. I think we were doing about stage 12 here, yeah, to get those missions done. This one was stage 14 to get missions done. This one's stage 14 as well. And the Void Keep was stage 15 we were able to do. So that is what we were farming for all those missions, which was perfectly fine to get the greater potions. You know, Spirit Keep was a bit sketchy, but the one we actually had the most issue was the Arcane one, because you had to get more of them. I burnt probably 400 stamina on doing these, but you know, it is what it is. It's all that bit of RNG that you get in it. So that is the way we went over there. Now, as for Arena, we have already got ourselves into gold. So now we're just back onto the 15-minute timer. Things like this Cold Heart, there is no shot at me beating, because if you look at my team's power, I am only at 39,880 power. So we are nowhere near being able to do it strong enough to get through this stuff. But, you know, it is what it is. We'll keep working towards it, but yeah, we're just on 15-minute timer land, just beating the absolute free wins. Obviously, once you get a bit further into the game, you develop your team a bit more. You can fight things like this Cold Heart, but yeah, we ain't there yet. So we're just creeping our way through it. Obviously, we've unlocked the advanced quest, so we got them all capped. Dude, I was so stupid. I was at my son's footy, I forgot, and like, because you try and min-max these things, I was holding on to the energy refill from this, and you can see on my weekly quest I've only done 3 of them, even though I've completed day 4's worth of it, because I was at my son's footy. I completely forgot about daily reset, and I forgot to claim that final energy. And so I'm really pissed about that. But hey, these things do happen from time to time. Now, as a general recap on what we're at, obviously we've got the Tholen Foulbeard. He's pretty, like, he's just in a good state. He's just in a really nice state. The Lightsworn, don't really rely on this guy too much at the moment. Tagoar, he's pretty solid. Obviously, he needs a better chest piece, but you know, he needs some better boots as well. But the reason I've got him on these boots is because if you take a look at his speed, it basically speed tuned my arena when I was working through Silver 4. I can change this now, and we actually had the fast boots on this guy, who was one of the LDs that I pulled. Now, previously, I was using Diabolist in this slot, but then I just swapped to this guy because he had the speed lead if I ever needed it. And basically he's just my replacement for Deacon and Diabolist until I get them, but he has a gauge fill. So essentially he was my speed lead plus gauge fill, even though most of the time I was still using the attack leader because it was all I needed. I just needed the boosting. But yeah, the reason the gear's all messed up is because I was wanting this guy to be the fastest, then Madam Serris, then Tagoar. So at least Tagoar's AoE for his speed buff as well. Like we could deal a little bit of damage with that and then finish off with the Tholen Veilbeard. Now that we're in gold, we don't really care about that anymore. And so next time I get the gear reset, the free gear removal from the from the advanced quests, so tomorrow, I'm going to swap that gear around and fix it up. But that's why my Tagoar is on the slow build. It was just for speed tuning through Silver 4, because Silver 4 is honestly the hardest bit of arena that you'll ever go through. And at the moment, really the only units I'm really using are these two. Once we get our Deacon Armstrong, which is hopefully in the next day or two at level 40, then obviously we'll go ahead and beef up the Deacon Armstrong, because he is kind of a cornerstone of all of these things that we go ahead and do. Now, Faction Wars, unfortunately, like I said, I forgot Daily Reset. Dwarf Crypt was yesterday. We've got Tholen Veilbeard, and I got 0 stars because I didn't get into it. In the Alt Crypt, we're 3 stars up to here. We're struggling on stage 10, and yeah, it's just... it's kind of brickland. Not having the Supreme Gallic to punch through this stuff, it kind of hurts a little bit. But hey, it is what it is. We will survive through that. That is that one. As we move on through it, like I said, arena, we're doing really well in arena. I'm really happy with the arena progress on this account. Clan boss, don't really care, not really stressed about this at all at the moment. Just slapping a couple of attacks in and away we go. Campaign, I did a couple runs through Nightmare, and then I just couldn't be bothered. I just forget how much energy this thing costs. It's like... Bro, 16 energy per run and you get like no experience. It's just painful to do. I will eventually do it though, probably when I get Tagoar to 6-star, because he will be my next 6-star. I'll push through these things because you get like even a good set of speed gear, 6-star speed gear. I think it's 6 pieces of 6-star speed gear. You know, if you roll some really good speed subs on that, it's absolutely amazing. So hopefully I can push that in the not too distant future. Like I said, I might wait for Tagoar before I actually go ahead and do that, because then it gets probably a lot easier with Tagoar at 6-star and with Tholen Veilbeard at 6-star. Maybe get some gear upgrades in the meantime through progression, and then we should be pretty good. As for the challenges, we've actually done pretty decent on the challenges. The champion one, I'm basically not stressed about this because we've just got to upgrade 6 stars and basically that's it. And you can see here, we need to have 4 level 60s to progress through this one, so we're not too stressed here. Artifacts, we do have to do all these ones eventually. Win a 5-star artifact, yada yada yada. Equip 4 champions, yada, all this stuff. These ones, even though none of these give you anything good, I do want to get through them, because the next stage after this, you get like, I remember from the previous push I did, I think you get like 700 stamina in the final part 10 of this one. So I do eventually want to push through that. Dungeon, I can pretty much do all these things. I've got to get in and do them. And then we should be pretty good to complete this and get the Sacred Shard. So, yeah, I'll do that at some stage as well, because that's pretty easy to do. I can auto all of the things that it requires me to do. So, yeah, we'll get in and do them at some stage. But that is our general progression. Like I said, I did like the progression because Tholen Veilbeard was able to do, decent levels on all the dungeons, plus brutal 12-6. When he was 5-star. I'm pretty happy with that. I don't know if he can do 12-3 yet. You know what? Let's go ahead and give it a test. He's obviously low level, so he's not going to be super efficient at it. Let's just put these guys in for shits and gigs. I'm going to do a single run because I don't think he's going to get it, but let's see. And basically, my strat is skill 3 first wave, then basics, only basics in wave 2, and then wave 3, obviously, we go skill 3 again. Let's see how this goes. It's just a matter of these guys do too much damage and we don't get a revenge. See, we get the counterattack. Yeah, I think this one's still going to be too dependent on the counterattack, because if we land no counterattacks, we're dead. So yeah, he's still not geared enough and obviously not leveled enough to get through this. But that's the passive kicking in there. That was his 5 attacks, and he gets the extra one. So he can do it, but this is something I would not be doing because I don't think that is going to be very reliable at all. Whereas if we go over here, like I said, we can just go ahead and do this one in stage 6. Obviously, we lose out on a little bit of silver on this, but you know, I'm happy enough with this one. It saves us actually some 1-star fodders, which may not sound like much, but basically every 2-star that you level up, you're doing 4 super raids and then 1 normal run. And then after that, it's 2 1-stars to feed to get them to to level 20. Whereas if you're doing 12-3, it's 3 1-stars, which I know is not crazy, but when you're like using every single bit of food that you have, it kind of helps out a little bit having a little bit extra. Because I even had to level up some 1-stars to 2-star and stuff like that along the way. So, you know, just those little things that that add in and sort of help out a little bit is where we're at. But yeah, that is the account update for day 3.5, we'll call it. If we go over here to the logins, daily logins, boom, there we are. We're on day 4 of logins at the moment. Dude, I always love getting to day 6 and getting that juicy chunk of stamina. That's so nice. I have been popping all my engines as we go and got absolutely nothing. So you can see we got one, I can't remember. We had another sacred for something as well. So we got the bear. We got this unit. This unit actually looks pretty decent for clan boss. We've got the ally protect, we got the leech, we got the weaken, and then we've got this one here, which is block damage on this champion. Honestly, I think she looks alright for clan boss, but I'm not using any pulled units, so it doesn't really matter. But hey, that's what we went ahead and pulled along the way. But that is the account update, guys. As always, thanks for watching. Hope you have an awesome day, and I look forward to seeing you in the next one. Cheers.